Hi guys. I'm live tonight. A little later, I believe it's about 7:30 Central Time. Um, it's okay. So tonight, um, I'm just going to do a little bit of content. I just want to talk. It's fun. We still don't, until after media days gets passed and they open up camp. I believe July 31st. The football team. I thought this would be kind of a fun podcast just to kind of talk about our favorite college mascots, our favorite college traditions, um, and our favorite rivalries that we like to watch. Like, when we're not watching the Hawkeyes, who are we watching for rivalries on Rivalry Saturday or weekend, I guess? Um, so I just want to thank you guys for watching tonight. You probably watched it on replay. I did not send out any notifications that I'd be doing this because this was a last minute thing. I was gonna do something else, and then I wasn't going to, and then I was, and anyway, here I am. Um, we'll have another podcast on Tuesday night. Jason will be joining me, and he's got the playbook. Um, well, kind of has the playbook. Tim Lester's playbook for the Hawkeyes, and he wants to talk about it. And I think you guys might be interested in seeing what we might see on the field this year. That is if Mr. Ferentz, Coach Ferentz, lets him do it. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. All right. So I just want to remind you guys to smash that subscribe button. I need subscribers, guys. Last week I gained 8 or 9 subscribers, and I need to get some more. Just keep subscribing, guys. Share it to your friends. Recommend this content, this videos to your friends. Let's get as many as we can go. I mean, help me out here. Help me out here. Okay. You guys notice that the beard is gone. I took it down to a goatee, and I think I got to go into the barber and have them trim it up a little better. But anyway, and then like what you see on here. Go ahead and comment. Make sure you hit the like button once you started watching, and as you go away. And so do that for me, please. I would really appreciate it. I've made the commitment to you guys to not take an off season and try to continue to podcast throughout the year. Football season, basketball season, softball season, baseball season, summer. And there's and really until recently there has been a lot of great news coming out of Iowa City, and or some bad news maybe, but a lot of great news, more good news than bad. And so it's made podcasting easier this summer than it would be in a lot of other summers. And there's a lot of talk. I mean, there's a lot of talk about people not liking, thinking it's time for Kirk to move on. And he's not going to. He's going to leave on his terms. I have a prediction out there that he will coach this year and next year, and then he's done. That's just my prediction. I don't think he'll coach to the end of his contract. Just my personal opinion, and that's where I'm at with that. Okay. Some people think he's gonna coach it right up to the 28 season. I believe he's contracted through the 28-29 season, as his friend McCaffrey. But both those guys are 65 and older, and they may want to just chill for a little bit. Retire while they still have some health. Fran has a son who's going to play college basketball elsewhere, not at Iowa. Maybe he wants to retire soon and maybe catch some of his games, like when he's a senior or junior, and so that might happen too. But anyway, so yeah, just keep on posting and having fun and with this. And I love your comments. Every time you guys comment, I come back in there, and I promise I always come back to you guys. And I'm not a rah guy. Get up and have fun, and I mean, there's a couple of people I see on there that get really excited and everything. To me, I come on here, and I probably get more excited when I have guests on here, but no guests tonight. But it doesn't mean that we won't have them in the future. I'm going to get some special guests outside of Paul and Jason. There'll be other guests this year. I've got feelers out there. I got promises from people who say they will come on the show. Um, and if you got connections to Molly Davis, I've emailed her and texted her and asked her to come on the show, but I haven't heard anything. But if you guys know her personally, let her know to read those things and get a hold of me. Okay, so let's start with the rivalries. Okay, so here's some of my favorite rivalries that I like to watch. Okay, I think the Michigan Ohio State game every year is one of the best in the nation. I've listed it as my personal number one. It doesn't necessarily mean somebody else will do that number one, but it's always a fun game to watch. Even though Michigan's dominated it the last 3 years and Ohio State dominated it for many years before that. Okay, another one that gets everybody amped up, and it's usually the week after the bowl games are always decided. The following weekend, it's the Army Navy game. And sometimes it's the only football game on too, so that might be why it's one of the more popular rivalry games. But Army Navy, it's fun to watch the people who are current members of the Navy and Army, along as with veterans who are former Army and former Navy, just kind of rivalry and get on each other during the course of the game, and just fun. Okay, I think another one that I think is really big is the Oklahoma Texas rivalry. I think they call it the Red River Shootout, and they've always held it on the fairgrounds. I believe in Oklahoma or Texas Fairgrounds, one of those two. Okay, and so it's probably part of the fair every year. But anyway, with both teams going to the SEC, that's not going to change their rivalry. They're going to still be top dogs, and back in the Big 8 days, and or what was it, the big yeah, they were when they were the Big 8. Oklahoma and Texas, even when they became Big 12, Oklahoma and Texas, and even Nebraska and Colorado, they dominated that conference, and so that's what makes that so fun. And I didn't put Nebraska Colorado on here, even though they're starting to play that rivalry again. I didn't include it, but I know it was a big one back in the day. And right now, I think Notre, I believe I have to go look that up, but I believe because Colorado wasn't what it used to be, I believe that they're being dominated by Nebraska at the current time. Okay, another one I don't care for it, but I put it on the list anyway because a lot of people like it because there are a lot of Notre Dame fans in this country. They're spread all over the place, and they're big game with USC every year. And I personally know some Notre Dame fans that just get amped up every time they play that game, especially when they play it in California. Okay, to me, I'm just not really a big Notre Dame fan, and I think it's because and people who know me know that I went to a Catholic high school, and I think Notre Dame was, supposed to be the school that we should all be supporting. Notre Dame as a Catholic high school, that Notre Dame should be the team that we would back. And just because of that, I just don't well like to go with the flow. It's kind of like when the Dallas Cowboys were really big in the NFL, and they were making their heyday back in the 70s and 80s, and just doing a lot of things, even probably into the 90s a little bit. Okay, I didn't like them because everybody else did, right? I just hated them. Okay, I still don't like the Los Angeles Dodgers because all my friends like the Los Angeles Dodgers. I have no why. Growing up in Iowa, I have no why people like these teams. Okay, anyway. All right. I say people keep popping in and out, so maybe I'm boring people with the subject matter today. Yeah, okay. Florida Georgia is another big one among the SEC. But as we know lately, Georgia's been a powerhouse and Florida's not what it once was. Maybe one day, and they say that Bama Auburn is supposed to be the biggest rivalry that there is. And that could be, but one of the ones I enjoy watching is the USC UCLA. They always kind of play it in the evening, and you get to watch it on TV. And there's a lot of offense usually in that game, and if you don't really care who wins the game, Offense is kind of fun. It's kind of fun to watch, and don't worry about the defense. Okay. Finally, my personal favorite, and it should be your guys' personal favorite, is the Iowa State rivalry. And this is to the point where it doesn't really matter what your records are when these teams play. More often than not, the team that was considered the best team didn't win that game. Um, and so, and lately, more often than not, the road team has been winning the game, and I believe that Iowa State might be a slight favorite ahead of Iowa this year, or or if not, then Iowa's barely a favorite in this game. And many people predict Iowa State to win this game, and that Iowa State may possibly be a little bit of a Big 12 contender, along with and of course, if they win the Big 12, they would be a playoff team. And many people think that Iowa can get to the playoffs team too. So wouldn't that be funny if Iowa lost to Iowa State and they both made the playoffs? Okay. Or vice versa. Anyway, wouldn't that be kind of different? Have them both in the playoffs. Matt Campbell has that team rolling right now, and I know they started off a little slow last year, but I think they kind of got on a roll at the end of the year when their quarterback started getting used to things, and so hopefully our defense can slow that quarterback down because everybody knows that Iowa State can run up the points on you very, very quickly. They're a big play team. They live on the big play, and so we're really hoping that, and we'll talk about that when the second game of the season when Iowa State week is there. We'll actually go preview that game and we'll talk more about it. Okay, so yeah, boy, a lot of people keep popping in and out. I'm a little disappointed that we don't have a little more, but let's go with my top 5 mascots. And I kind of did a little more research on this one. Okay, all right, the ones I kind of like. Um, in all honesty, is the duck from Oregon. There's just something neat about that duck. I don't know what. Bucky Badger. I like the Bucky Badger. Did you guys know that his head was stolen at one time at a party? Um, from the kid who was wearing Bucky Badger that week of course, took the Bucky Badger home with him, and somebody decided at a party to steal Bucky Badger's head and left. I was kind of interesting. Okay. And honestly, I think Herky is one of the most recognizable mascots out there too, because when you see Herky Hawk, you know who you're seeing, who you're watching play. There isn't another mascot out there like it, so it's kind of unique. And so that was kind of I would put them in the top 5 too. Um, and then I got Texas uses Bevo, a live bull. Okay, I don't know how they control that thing. Those things are usually weigh about 600, 800, 900 pounds, right? Okay, so that, and so anyway, I was where did I those are traditions, and those are my mascots. But I got more mascots, guys. I promise you, I got more mascots. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Did you guys know that USC has a female mascot called Traveler 9? And she rides on a white horse. And the white horse is live. Okay. Okay. And the most overused mascot in college football is the eagle. I did not know that. I would have said the tiger or the wildcat. I would have said one of those two. Okay. The weirdest is Sammy the banana slug at USC Santa Cruz. St. Peter University also uses a banana slug. Clark College has Oswald the penguin. That's another funny one, huh? Yeah. Some of the other ones that they have kind of crazy names to be from schools you recognize, like Louis the Cardinal from Louisville, Harry Dog from Georgia, Sparty from Michigan State, Willie the Wildcat from K-State. I didn't know that his name was Willie. Okay. Pistol Pete from Oklahoma State. I'm going to assume he is a cowboy. All right. And then Purdue Pete um, from Purdue. Why they call him Purdue Pete, I don't know, but they are the Boilermakers, and don't they use a cowboy too? I believe they use a cowboy, a big old hat that their Purdue Pete does. Of course, you guys know that the South Dakota State uses the jackrabbit as one of their mascots, and so that's pretty recognizable too when you see it. That and here's some fun things. Um, let's go with some of the traditions, and honestly, they weren't listed, when I looked some of these up, but I think Back in Black, the entrance for the Hawkeyes, has to be one of the greatest entrances. When you hear that noise going boom, 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 boom. How could you not? How could you not get into that, right? Okay. Here we go. Yeah, the Hawkeyes, they start that music and they start walking down that tunnel and they put it up on the jumbotron for you to see. How could you not? Oh man, my God, that has to be one of the great traditions. Of course, the Iowa Wave is a relatively new tradition. It made honorable mention to some other people's list, but I put it on my list because I'm a Hawkeye fan and I can do that. I'm biased, right? Okay. And some of these in your comments, guys, today, when you're doing comments, please, 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 write down your own favorite rivalries, your own favorite mascots, your own favorite traditions. Okay. But some of the ones I've enjoyed on TV over the years is Ohio State dotting the I. You just have to love the way that guy does that, and it's just so fun to watch the Ohio State marching band come out there and then dot the I. Okay, and then probably one of the most recognizable ones when you hear that music playing is the Jump Around by Wisconsin, um, and that's just wow, yeah, that's pretty cool. USC has one. I just watched. I didn't know what it was, but it was kind of intriguing how they march this guy out in the Trojan outfit, and he has a sword, and he stabs it in the before the game. He stabs it into the football field. Probably trying to make a big deal out of it or something. I don't know. Howard's Rock, Clemson. This is where kind of used to be where Iowa used to do that. Probably I think the second or third year of Kirk Ferentz's year, they had that break the rock. Thing where they all touch this rock, they're going to break that rock, and it helped them get over the hump. And what happened in 2002, the Big Ten champions and things like that. And so actually, I guess they shared it that year with Ohio State. But anyhow, so that's what Howard's Rock is. They get off the bus, and you know how Iowa gets off their bus and they walk through their crowd, but they all touch Niall Kennick's statue as they go in. But these guys touch Howard's Rock, and Howard's Rock from Clemson, it was a gift way back in the year, many years ago, to the coach Howard something or something Howard, I can't remember, and it was brought back from Death Valley, and he used it as a doorstop for several years, and then they decided to case it and put it up there, and so when the Clemson Tigers walk into their football stadium, they all got to touch that Howard's Rock. Okay. And so that's kind of a different type of tradition there too. Um, but here's one I had to listen to this, and this is really cool. Colorado's Ralphie's Run. Okay. They got a live buffalo that they sent out on the field, and the team runs in behind this buffalo. He can run up to 25 miles an hour, guys. 25 miles an hour. And I will tell you, I watched some video of this. The guys holding on to the leash of him are literally dragging their feet. He's literally dragging them, and that's so funny. Okay, but here's one I really like. Watching the video of Mississippi State and their cowbells. Apparently, Mississippi State can't get enough cowbells. Before the game, they do cowbells, but they started off with this video. I believe the video is from like a Saturday Night Fever skit. I think you guys have all seen that. It goes, we need more cowbell, right? And anyway, and so anyhow, they do that video, and then when the video's done, they all start ringing their cowbells, and then I think they're ringing their cowbells as their music starts playing. They've got a nice, great coming in too as they run. I think they come from another building and have to walk across the practice field or something. Then they go down through this narrow hallway that's outdoors, and then they go through the tunnel and then out to the field. From what it looks like, so that's a pretty good tradition. I kind of like it. That one might be my favorite overall, next to the walkout on the back in black. That might be one of my favorites. Okay. Um, then there's Sooner Schooner. This looks to be like, I don't know. I put it up here. I don't know if I'm really crazy about it or not. Maybe some of you guys have seen it in person, but a wagon being pulled by a horse, and it kind of looks like one of those old fashioned wagons, from the prairie days when they used to go across country, trying to claim the West, going west. Anyway, it's a wagon pulled by a horse, and they ride it out from the tunnel out to the middle of the field and do a U-E and go back. Nothing special there, but it's just something that Oklahoma fans probably look forward to at every home game. And so, anyway, yeah. Geez, guys, I was kind of I know I didn't send out any notifications or not, but I would have thought YouTube would have, because YouTube usually does. And so I've seen many of you popping in and out. This might not be a subject that you guys are really interested in, and so, but I just wanted to have something fun. We've got other things coming up, like the playbook episode on Tuesday. That's probably the only other one we do this week, and then next Sunday, or actually probably Thursday, I'll do another one on Thursday and try to rehash some of the media day stuff from media days. That's coming up. Maybe go over more of the player interviews that we've had, and just kind of look and see what they had to say, see if there's anything interesting we can put on here for you guys. So that'll be coming Tuesday, and then probably again on Thursday. So yeah, this will be like a 3 week with 3 podcasts this week, and then we'll go back and podcast like we usually do Sundays and Wednesdays, and then during the season, we'll see how we want to do that. I wouldn't mind doing a live show, instant reaction live show after each football game if possible. But then again, I've got competition out there for that that everybody likes. Corey Brada's show. People like to go to his show, Instant Reaction. That show can run 2 to 3 hours, and so don't want to try to run it after his show, because you never know when it's going to end. And then of course 10:40 a.m. Radio station in Des Moines has sound off, and if you got iHeart, you can listen to the sound off show out of Des Moines, and that's kind of a fun show to listen to, especially after the Hawkeyes lose, because people are ready to jump off the boat and jump off a ledge and things, and and I really think that Travis and Ross, that's host of the show, really enjoy that. I think they enjoy they're fans, but I think they really enjoy the losses, because it makes their show more interesting and more fun. Anyway, I'll probably just go ahead and get off, but again, I just want to thank you for watching. If you watched this far, please go ahead and write your comments on. Give me your favorite rivalries, your traditions, your what did I say? Traditions, rivalries, and mascots. Who you guys like to personally get excited for when you're not watching the Hawkeyes? And also, I'll be back Tuesday and Thursday, as I said. Smash the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the like button while you're here. Please do. Hit the like button. That really helps the algorithm, and the more buttons I get smashed, that helps too. What I would love for it is when you go on YouTube and just punch in Iowa Hawkeyes or Iowa Hawkeyes football. I would love for one of our videos, my videos, to pop up there. It would really be nice if if we could do that, and make that. Hey, let's do it. Okay, let's do it. Let's make that happen. Let's make the algorithm pop that up when people are searching. That would be so much fun. Anyway, so I'm going to get out, and I will join you guys on Tuesday night with Jason, and we'll be talking about Tim Lester's playbook, and we'll go from there. Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate you guys every day. Bye.